What is up, YouTube? Thank you guys for joining me. This is totally last minute. Apologize for this late on a Thursday evening. I just wanted to come real quickly and let you guys know that TeslaCon sales are closing tonight at midnight Pacific time. That gives you just over 6 hours to get in if you have been thinking about TeslaCon and maybe haven't pulled the trigger yet. We've almost sold out of tickets, but that's all good. There should be enough room for everybody. Hey, Jared, thanks for joining me. And what we should see is, what I'm going to go through here is the agenda for TeslaCon and talk about and show you a little bit of behind the scenes of how it actually works, the kind of things that you would get to experience at TeslaCon. So this is just a quick run through that. I did post the agenda in the description as well as a link. And so there you go. You guys, I'm looking at the chat. I don't see a lot going on right now, but it looks like you guys are seeing me. Yeah, so hi. Sorry about the Monday broadcast, by the way. The audio issue I had, it completely affected the local recording I had. I think you guys should be hearing me now, so hopefully that's all good. And let me know if it's not. I do have the chat up today, so you should be able to do that. So anyways, let me share my screen and just let's talk through this real briefly here. First, I just want to go through the agenda with you guys. And so, hey, Fuzzbear, how's it going? Joshua, that Dragon Gamer. Love you guys. Thanks for joining me. Jordan, Robin, Joshua again. What I have going on here, and there is a discount code there that is gets you 20% off, so that helps. Thanks for the check on the audio, Jared. And what we have first and foremost is tomorrow. So literally TeslaCon starts tomorrow. That's why I just went running with my friend John, and he's like, you have to go online and just walk through and make sure everyone knows about this. I have actually got a lot of emails saying people didn't really even know about it until they heard it on a podcast this weekend or they saw something on Facebook. So I just want to run through this real quick. Tomorrow is all about owning an EV and specifically a Tesla. And it's hosted by the guy that wrote the book on it, Roger Pressman. I have his book. He's one of the founders of EV Annex, who makes all these Tesla aftermarket products. They are a sponsor of the event. And so here's the book. The first 50 people are getting these. Those have already been all sold out. And then everyone is getting a discount to EV Annex, as well as we have a giveaway for $500 for anybody, that everyone will be automatically enrolled to that buys a ticket. He's going to be doing 6 30-minute sessions followed by Q&A. And the Q&A is this whole thing with this community-driven aspect. And if you've joined me on my Monday live streams, you know what I'm talking about, where you ask a question in a specific area, unlike just chat and it's not flying by. And in that area, people vote and comment on the questions. So the community, the people that are in the session, get a chance to really have a say in what questions get answered, which ones are a priority. Unlike the live version of a Q&A where you just have a giant line of people and whoever got there first asks the question. It could be completely irrelevant. It could totally suck and you're wasting somebody's time. And the people that we're talking about here is a guy that knows his shit. He knows it in and out. He wrote the book on it. He was, I think, the first Model S owner in Florida. And so these guys, I mean, he's going to go through this. I really liked this book. Now, I've had my Model S already for a year or so. By the time I read this book, I still found it insightful. He talks a lot about your personal charging infrastructure if you can't have one at home, or even if you can, what it's like when traveling, as well as things like I even earmarked some of these things about different effects on range when you are doing on road trips and just all kinds of different stuff. This is a great book, and he's basically going to be walking through that and answering your questions along the way. So if you're new to EV ownership, whether it be a Tesla or something else, or maybe you have a Model 3, you'll get all of your questions answered. And I can tell you firsthand that I thought I knew a lot about Tesla before I got mine, and I was very surprised at all the things I didn't know. So this is super valuable. I think a lot of people signed up for the entire conference just for this one session. It'll run about 4 hours, depending on Q&A and all that kind of thing. So that is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that is super, super soon. And I'll be there. I'll be moderating the entire thing. I'm like your host of the event, even though I'm not hosting a session myself. Then we have on Saturday the main conference, and this was the whole impetus behind the whole thing, to bring all the big kind of community leaders together, for in this case from all around the world, and share ideas, talk about different perspectives we have, interact in the same direct way with the Q&A, the chat, the polling, all that stuff. And we're going to do it starting at 7 a.m. on Saturday. And for folks on the West Coast like I am, that's super early, but the replay of it will be available almost immediately afterwards. These things go live very, very quickly. And some of the cool features about the replays is that you can jump to the Q&A, and you can actually jump to the exact point that the speaker was answering that question. So you're not, skipping around. Like I know some of you guys with my Monday live streams get upset because it takes me a while to post all the timestamps of the stories. So you have to, sit through stories maybe you don't care about. So with this, you don't have to worry about that. You can jump straight to the questions that you're interested in and see their responses. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I've been doing this with all of my Monday broadcasts. I send out the question and then my answer with a link to the video response, and that's how I do that. So that's how we're kicking it off. Robert Llewellyn, who, if you don't know, you definitely need to go check out his channel. It's called Fully Charged. Robert Llewellyn also is a distinguished actor, comedian, and writer from the UK. I mean, he's been in the car business and also in the sci-fi world for many years now. If you guys are from the UK or from Europe, you probably know who he is from the show Red Dwarf, amongst many others. I think Junkyard Wars, Scrap Heap Challenge. There was a bunch of them. So super excited, and he's super excited about this too. So 7 a.m. West Coast time for him is like 3 p.m. So that's kind of why we're doing this, because we literally have the top speakers from all over the world joining. It's kind of ridiculous. Then we have Saul Lopez, who a lot of you that follow my channel probably don't know because his channel is in Spanish. This will be in English. So he's actually going to be giving his talk in English. He's in Paris, so he's, even further ahead than Robert. So 8 a.m. West Coast time is something like 4 or 5 p.m. over there. And he's done a lot of research about smog and how EVs are kind of helping with this because, here in the U.S., we passed the Clean Air Act a long time ago, and that really helped with this kind of thing. In Europe, there's still a lot of diesel cars that have a lot of problems like this, even though we tend to think of diesel as more fuel efficient. He's done all the research on it, and this is kind of the industry he works in. So he has a great YouTube channel if you speak Spanish. I use it to try to work on my Spanish. And yeah, so he's going to be great. Still pretty early. Then we get into some folks you probably are more familiar with if you didn't know those other two speakers. And we start off with Zach and Jesse from Now You Know. Zach and Jesse have a channel called Now You Know. And what they do is they do a lot of Tesla stuff. And we hang out. We're all good friends. We all go to the Tesla events together. We grab dinner. And, a lot of you guys have seen them on my channel, and you've seen me on their channel and stuff. So they're going to be speaking about Tesla road trips. And they've done an impressive amount of this, and so they'll actually be sharing those tips and tricks, which, by the way, I just went on a trip to Arizona, and I was shocked at how big of a difference 5 miles an hour on my speed made in my overall efficiency, which meant I would have had to have stopped an additional time had I not been paying attention to that. So I'm actually really interested in this, and I think if you guys, especially if you don't have an EV or a Tesla yet, but you're getting one, let's say you're getting a Model 3 next year, this is going to be just super useful. I can't even stress how important it is because it's not totally without its challenges, right? If you're just city driving, yeah, and you have a Tesla Model 3, probably don't have to worry about range at all, hardly ever. If you ever go on road trips, though, and you plan on doing that, even on a Model 3 or a Chevy Bolt or something, 200-plus mile range, there's a lot to consider. So this is going to be a very useful, kind of very tangible session. Then we have Ken and Trevor from Model 3 Owners Club, who I sincerely hope you guys have seen their hour-long breakdown of the Model 3. They covered it, every inch of that thing, measuring tapes, who can fit in the trunk, all this kind of madness. And it was a great video, but they do a lot of great content as well. You've seen me on their channel. I'm sure you've seen them on mine. They will be talking a lot about, guess what, the Model 3, and kind of how it's the tipping point in the evolution of the electric car. I don't want to give away too much, but that's going to be a really great session for all of the Model 3 fans. Or really just EV fans in general, because the Model 3 is kind of, you can't ignore it. Then we have a break for folks that don't have the VIP ticket. The VIP ticket is where we're going to have a kind of a private one-on-one with Kim and her husband from Like Tesla. They are great vloggers. You know, they share all about their experience. They travel around with it with their Model X, and so yeah, I love their channel. You guys definitely should go check it out if you haven't. And one of the things that's kind of unique about this session is you always hear that voice in the background speaking. That's Kim's husband, and he will be on camera this time. I won't reveal too much about it, but there are some reasons, and he'll talk a little bit about it during that session. And this VIP session is limited to 10 people. So, and I think we've already sold half of those or something like that. So you'd have to check that out. But I'll show you the page where you can do that. The link is also in the description. So everyone else, this will be a break. Grab lunch, grab a coffee, hang out, whatever you want to do. And then we'll get back right to it after that session at around 12 Pacific with Ryan McCaffrey from Ride the Lightning podcast, who I was just on this past Sunday. Some of you, welcome. I got a lot of notes like, hey, I never even heard of your channel and all this kind of stuff. So thank you for joining me. It was super cool. Me and Ryan have been friends for, geez, I guess about a year now or so. And it all came through this Tesla stuff where we met up at an event. And so, yeah, I mean, I think Ryan is one of the most knowledgeable guys. And as he kind of put it when we were talking, you know, he says he doesn't know a lot about a lot, but the things he does know, he knows really, really deeply. And if you guys follow his podcast, if you don't, you definitely should. It's called Ride the Lightning. Again, it's the unofficial Tesla podcast. And he probably knows more than anyone else I know about Tesla, cars, the company, everything else. And he also is a big DeLorean geek. And so he's going to talk a lot about the parallels between DeLorean and Tesla and all those things. And so that's going to be a really fun session. Then we're getting into a session with Rich, the car guru, who, if you don't get his humor, I don't blame you. I think he's hilarious. Some people get really upset, but hey, that's the internet, unfortunately. He rebuilt a Model S basically from scratch. I mean, he has some amazing videos where this Model S was completely destroyed and he rebuilt it like piece by piece. And it's just, so his knowledge of this stuff is really unparalleled, from a very detailed, you know, how to build the car, what the car is made of. And he's going to be talking about, we just titled it Hacking a Model S. So it'll be mostly talking about the popular questions he gets, and things just about how a Tesla is built and configured and all that, because he's literally touched every single inch of the vehicle. So pretty amazing. Then we have one of the co-founders of a company called Tesloop, and I think this is super interesting, and I'm really excited for them to come on. This is Haydn Sonnard, and Haydn lives in Los Angeles, and their company is offering city-to-city travel in Teslas. And I did my first Model X ride. I did a quick live stream. It's super cool. It's almost, it's very professional and very much almost like what an airplane ride should be. You know, you arrive, you get in the car, you have your driver, they have snacks, there's an orientation that you go through, familiarity with the vehicle, they throw headphones on, like if you want your own headphones, and there's Wi-Fi, portable Wi-Fi, and then they drive you from LA to San Diego, from LA to Palm Springs. I think they maybe go to Las Vegas and a few other places, and they're just continuing to add. So if you're ever in Southern California, they're a great way to get around. Now, and we will be giving away a bunch of free passes to them for folks that attend. And one of the things about their session, the reason why I'm so interested in this, not just that it's about Tesloop and kind of what they do, but they also have, I believe, the Model S with the most miles of any one in the world. It's over 300,000 miles. And so that's insane. Let me ask, Alexa, how many kilometers is 300,000 miles?
300,000 miles is 482,800 kilometers.
400, Alexa, say that again.
300,000 miles is 482,800 kilometers.
482,800 kilometers. For all the international viewers, I really do try to I understand. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot, and so they did a really in-depth blog post about that recently, and it was a really interesting story. I mean, the maintenance, the things that they've went through. They had some things where they like drove through a puddle and it got flooded, and what they had to do, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, crazy. Then you have Kathy Chen, who also has a YouTube channel called Tesla Journey. She's one of our younger Tesla tubers, but she has been studying Tesla for a long time. She is a Tesla owner. Lucky her. And she is going to be talking about the history of Tesla and how it came to be and all that kind of stuff. And at the same time, a bonus session, which is not listed here, is, and let me jump over to the event. Here's what the event actually looks like in Crowdcast. You can see there's 80 people registered. There's a couple people logged in right now. Apparently they're that excited that they're waiting. And you can see on the schedule here, here's the whole schedule. Here's how it works. You jump from session to session. No more walking between rooms and having them be full when you get there. Online is much easier. You just click a button. Imagine that. And so this is the Tesla Bull Thesis. And this is from Galileo Russell, who runs an amazing channel called Hyperchange TV. They talk about a lot of stuff. Gally is a really, really smart finance guy, and he does a good job at kind of breaking things down from spreadsheets and charts. Really kind of like warms my heart to see other guys talking about that. And he's a big Tesla fan, and so he's also been on Cheddar, which is kind of a millennial version of a maybe a Bloomberg or CNBC or one of those. And so he's going to be talking about his thesis on why he's a Tesla bull, and he has lots of data and really detailed analysis to share with that. I'm actually really excited about that one. So these are all the sessions listed. Again, it starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific, and then Saturday at 7 a.m. and pretty much runs all day. Anybody that buys a ticket now, you can use the discount code that I have on the screen. I believe it's on the screen. Let me just double check. Yep, there you go. You can use that to get 20% off. That knocks it down to about $199. And then from there, you can get I think you get an invite to the Facebook group, which we have set up, which I haven't even talked about. And then you also have a discount on the t-shirt, which I'll be sending out later as well. So that is about all for TeslaCon. Oh, let me show you the actual page. So if you go to teslacon.online/shop, this is where you can actually buy the tickets. We have the VIP ticket, which is $399, which includes everything the all access ticket does, plus a free t-shirt. And again, remember, it's limited to 10 people to go into that private session with Kim and her husband. I think Ken and Trevor will be there. I'll be there. And maybe a couple other people might join for that as well. The all access pass is $249. Again, with the 20% discount, that knocks it down to just over $199. And if you already have an all access pass, you can do a VIP upgrade for $140, which brings it up to the $399. Also, we have some swag, and there's really nothing that says I'm a big Tesla nerd and I want to help support this movement of accelerating the transition than buying a TeslaCon t-shirt. I actually just got done for a run. Literally, I just jumped in here to share this with you. Otherwise, I would have mine on. I'll definitely have it on tomorrow. And so, yeah, so we have these couple shirts for you. Kind of cool. They're super cheap, $20. So even if you don't make it if this is out of your price range or for whatever reason you can't make it, I actually have a guy, Ron, if you're watching, hi, who emailed me from China and was talking about the extra challenges that he has joining, but he'll be there as well. So there you have it. Remember, you get replays will be available almost immediately after the sessions. I mean, I think it's like 5-10 minutes and then they're available, whatever it takes essentially to render the video. And then from there, you get access to those replays for up to a year. So even if you can't make all the sessions, you'll be able to do that after the fact. And then, with these won't be public. So the content will be just for those that join. And we will keep the Facebook group going. So we're kind of building the community here. And then, we'll kind of reassess in the new year, see how it went, talk about what we can improve for next year. And then you'll start hearing a lot more about it, maybe mid to late next year. So I really appreciate you guys jumping on with me here for this short period of time. I just wanted to kind of run through this. And if you If you're not on the email list yet, you can go get on it at teslanomics.co or teslacon.online, and then you'll get all the kind of updates and everything like that. I really do thank everyone that already has bought a ticket, and everyone that has sent me messages of support. I just can't, I mean, it's just really, I'm grateful that you guys have embraced me and my view on Tesla and my way of making content and all that stuff here this year. It's been a tremendous year, and I'll be talking more about that later in the coming weeks. But thank you for joining me just for this quick little chat. And if you have any questions or anything, you can leave the comment in the down below, and I'll try to get to that later tonight. But remember, ticket sales close at midnight Pacific time, so make sure to get on it if you are if you're on the fence at all. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. And remember, when you free the data, your mind will follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here soon.